Alright, so here's probably my favorite build of all time in Destiny 2 right now. Let's go over weapons first because they're right here. Whomst has pinged me in Discord. I am muting OperaGX. Riptide because autoloading chill clip freezes a ton of stuff, and particle reconstruction in Tablet of Ruin because fusion rifle damage. Attrition orbs jolting feedback because you're going to need those orbs of power and you're going to need that jolt because conduction tines, my friend. Then Thunderlord because bolt charge and insane damage. You know, the usual. Now, you may think these stats are weird, and that's because they are. Going over it, mobility will be at 100 all the time if you have an Orb of Power and are amplified. Orb of Power with boots grants 50 mobility instantly, which boosts it from 27 to 77, and then amplified gives you another 50 mobility, which puts you at 100. So you don't even need the 27 base. You can just have 0% increase, and you'll be chilling. Then next, Resilience 77. You may think, oh, that's bad, but Orb of Power, and you get up to your usual 30%. But also, you don't even need that extra Resil, because guess what? Amplified is 15% damage resistance, giving you 5% more than if you had 100 Resil. So if you pick up an Orb of Power and get Amplified, you're getting a lot of damage resistance. I think that's like 40%, 45% right there. Recovery. Well, look at this friend. 2 times Font of Restoration to put that 51 recovery up to 100 recovery. Time dilation so that we have 15 seconds of armor charge instead of just 10. Discipline and Strength. Each one of these gives 30 into the stat once you pick up an Orb of Power, boosting it from 70 Discipline and Strength to 100, which, believe me, these regen times are insane. A 45-second charged melee. Currently at Strength is 1 minute 5 seconds. And then Super, I had to sacrifice a little bit because I needed everything else to be 100, and with Conduction Tines, you're getting it back quickly anyway, so who cares. Currently, it's at 7:58, but it's just above 6 minutes. I think, or sorry, 7 minutes. I think it's like 7:10, because with only one font mod, it's going from 60 to 90, so you're not getting the full effectiveness out of it. Hold on, let me pull this up and down. Okay, it's 7 minutes 11 seconds at 90 intellect, and 7 minutes 5 seconds at 100, so it's not that big of a difference. 5 seconds, you're not going to notice that. However, almost a minute of difference, you are going to notice that. So, Orb of Power pickup, you have a lot more damage resistance than normal. Your abilities are coming back quickly. Now for this friend here, Conduction Tines. The most effective ability regen probably in the game if we're talking about consistency. So the way it works is getting a jolt kill or an arc ability kill grants a stack of Conduction Tines. A stack gives 22% decreased passive super drain and 167.5% additional base grenade, melee, and super regen rate. It stacks to times 3. So that's, at times 3, 502.5% regen rate on abilities, and 66% decreased passive super drain, with the exception of Chaos Reach. Well, that's where our friends the guns come in, because this jolts, this gives Orbs of Power. Boom, Conduction times 3, and max stats just from this alone. This friend generates stunning lightning strikes that jolt targets. So, yeah, they also grant a stack of bolt charge. So that's fun. Now for the Tablet of Ruin and what we've got on here. So, starting off, we're going to have overclock and load, of course, because when you're amplified or have bolt charge, arc weapons have increased handling and reload speed. It's very nice to have. And then Dielectric, we're going to have defeating arc debuff targets grants bolt charge, and then with the boost, it spawns an orb of power and heals you a little bit. And then the other important one is Disruptor Spike. It improves Exhaust and Sever so that enemies are dealing less damage. Jolt disrupts combatants, so I believe that exhausts targets. I know Thunderlord definitely exhausts targets. Defeating an exhausted or severed target with arc damage releases a blinding burst. That has come in handy a few times, not many. Flash over, when you gain maximum bolt charge, you also become amplified. Lightning bolts deal more damage. That's helpful. Particle reconstruction because it's just that good. Then heavy ordnance because we have Thunderlord when dealing boss damage. That's going to be fun. More grenades and stuff. Then also have hold the line when surrounded machine guns and glaives, have increased reload speed and stability, and all final blows heal you. Everything else is just whatever. So those are the main artifact mods where we actually care about. Everything else is whatever. Now for what I've gotten here. I've not tried it yet, but apparently Ionic Sentry works with Crown of Tempests now. If it doesn't, Arc Soul. Arc Soul is very good. It procs Conduction Time since it's an ability, and is just overall fun to have. It's a nice help. Electrostatic Mind because we want them Ionic Traces from jolted targets, and we want that amplified from picking one up. Pulse Grenade because Pulse Grenade. Chain Lightning because it jolts. We also want Storm Trance because Chaos Reach is not affected by Conduction Times. Spark of Resistance because we need the Strength boost. Spark of Shock because we want more Jolt. And then Spark of Discharge because collecting an Ionic Trace grants a stack of Bolt Charge. And Arc Weapon Final Blows have a chance to create an Ionic Trace, so that's more Bolt Charge. Spark of Recharge for more abilities. Literally the only reason I have Spark of Resistance here is because of the Strength. Not that I would replace it with anything else, because extra resistance when surrounded is helpful. I think it's like 15%. So we got 30% after picking up an Orb of Power from Resilience. We have 15% from Amplified and 15% from Spark of Resistance. Unkillable. Now, for another important part. I'm going to come over here. Tonic Capsule. You're going to want Refined Tonic of Amplified Arc or Refined Tonic of Brawling. Either one works. Now, the boosted artifact perks don't work anymore. Even if it says it does, I've done testing. The boosts don't work. So, Refined Tonic of Amplified Arc. While you're amplified, primary ammo arc weapons deal more damage. That's going to be really helpful considering the primary weapon we're going to use is Noxious Vetiver, and that's a primary ammo arc weapon. Tome of Wand. You can put in whatever you want here. The thing we care about is Engraving Dielectric for arc debuff, rapid final blows, spawn an orb of power, and replenish health. So all this working together, or if we're talking about last season, the boosted artifact perks, make this an insane build that is a lot of fun. So if you give me a second, I'll be able to show you how this works at Altars of Sorrow. Okay, so we're in here now, and we're going to be doing some solo Altars of Sorrow. I'm going to show you how powerful this build is. Here we go.
something, but now I'm left with an empty heart. No making amends, no waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You couldn't keep the door shut, and now the frostbite's creeping in. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold. No Wizard of Oz can undo what I've done. Completely out of luck this time. I'm stuck in reverse. I gotta get away now, but I can't seem to take the lead. Oh baby, how could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. Still, I find myself hoping that you'll find your way back to me. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold. Keep thinking that I could have done something, but now I'm left with an empty heart. No making amends, no waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You couldn't keep the door shut, and now the frostbite's creeping in. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold. No Wizard of Oz can undo what I've done. Completely out of luck this time. I'm stuck in reverse. I gotta get away now,
Now, I should mention that I know I'm not performing as well as I could have, but that is because I've not used Ionic Sentry before. I will admit, this is a first for me. I normally run with my little friends, the Arc Souls, so running with Ionic Sentry is a bit of a change. It's helpful, sure, but I'm questioning whether it would actually be better to go Arc Soul with how much damage that thing can dish out.
Keep thinking that I could have done something, but now I'm left with an empty heart. No making amends, no waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You couldn't keep the door shut, and now the frostbite's creeping in. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold. No Wizard of Oz can undo what I've done. Completely out of luck this time. I'm stuck in reverse. I gotta get away now, but I can't seem to take the lead. Oh baby, how could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. Still, find myself hoping that you'll find your way back to me. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold.
Overall, my final thoughts on Ionic Sentry are it is strong, sure, but I don't think it matches anywhere close to Arc Soul on the level of I need to have high damage on single targets while also being able to clear ads. It does not hold the same single target potential damage that Arc Souls have. Arc Souls are just better in that.
Waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. Wizard of Oz can't undo what I've done. Completely out of luck this time. I'm stuck in reverse. Gotta get away now, but I can't seem to take the lead. Oh baby, how could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. Still, find myself hoping that you'll find your way back to me. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold.
So yes, as you can see, I only had 45 seconds left going into this with Ionic Sentry, whereas I'll normally have about a minute left at this point in time on Altars of Sorrow if I'm running with Arc Souls. So yes, Ionic Sentry does not hold up to the standard that Arc Soul has set. It sure is good at damaging a horde, but when you just need something that is able to damage a single target, anything higher than meh, it just doesn't cut it. It doesn't cut it. I will be unable to finish soloing Tier 5 of Altars of Sorrow just using Ionic Sentry. I would have to switch builds.
No waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You couldn't keep the door shut, and now the frostbite's creeping in. 'Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth
It would absolutely take a miracle to save this Altars run, especially with the boss spawning so far away.
it got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold. No Wizard of Oz can undo what I've done. Completely out of luck this time. I'm stuck in reverse. Gotta get away now, but I can't seem to take the lead. Oh baby, how could I know there was no second chances?
The inability to take it with me wherever I go is really killing it, in my opinion.
Find myself hoping.
Do you think it has saved this Altars run just because of its ability to clear out ads fairly decently? It's certainly no jolt spam build on its own, but it does work.
Came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole.
It also has the drawback of blinding the user, which, if you didn't know, does not happen when using Arc Souls. You are perfectly fine to blind yourself with a flashbang grenade instead, which this build doesn't even use. If the boss is still Fogoth, I don't know if I can actually finish soloing this. with Ionic. I think for something like a Grandmaster or a higher difficulty thing, Ionic Sentry would be nice if you're doing it solo, because its ability to lock down an entire room by blinding it and then jolting or chain lightning everything is extremely nice. It's just got that going for it. It's good. However, if you're in a team setting, definitely go towards Arc Souls, because having them be able to boost damage of every single ally in the room is just something that's just too good to pass up. Because when you've got decent damage coming in from a single Arc Soul, and now, oops, look at that, your entire team is running Arc Souls? Wow, it's just too good. As long as 2 knights don't spawn here, we're chilling. Two ogres, I'll take it. I can deal with the ogres. I did take this build out into higher end content not too long ago, and it does hold up not as well as I would like, but it does work kind of well. I took it into a Legend campaign and some Legend missions alongside a Master difficulty mission. It's a little hard because you don't have all anti-champion perks on this build, but it works. I even saw Esoteric take in a similar build. Of course, he had 100 resilience instead and wasn't going for trying to have max in every single stat like I am. But any variant of a Crown of Tempest, of this kind of a Crown of Tempest build, is working really well right now. So if you want to try it out, go ahead. If not, that's okay too.